Hello everybody, my name is Anthony Scooby and welcome back to another video. This video is a little different. If you didn't know, I'm actually visually impaired, which means I can't see as well as a normal person. And sometimes, at events and things like that, we show off something called sim specs, which are these things up on screen. These allow a normal person to simulate different eye conditions, which is a good thing. People can learn. However, if you're an observer to this, it is absolutely hilarious. Trust me, if you've ever seen it, it is funny as hell. So I thought I'd throw together a list of just ideas, roughly 10 ideas, and there's a bonus fun one from another YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's jump straight into this one. Number one on the list is fairly simple, and it's as simple as walking across a room. Walking across a room is normally easy, but when you can't see as well, it's not so easy. So yeah, number one, walking across a room. Number two on the list is another fairly simple one, and it's something as simple as pulling out a chair, like walking up to a table and pulling out a chair. Same with like the sort of roller chairs, office chairs, things like that. Doing different, that kind of thing. Pulling out a chair, sitting on it, finding a chair. Not so easy with the sim specs. But yeah, number two, pulling out a chair. Once again, number three is another fairly simple one, and it's things like unlocking, opening a door essentially. So things like, reaching for the handle, push doors, pull doors, unlocking a door, locking a door, things like that are infinitely more easier when you can't just look at it. So number three, opening a door. Number four is another fairly modern routine one actually. Everyone these days has some sort of device, and a lot of the times they have something like a key lock on them, a number lock usually. So number four is unlocking a device or mobile phone using the touchscreen. Once again, not as easy if you can't see the screen. So number four, opening a device. Number five is a fairly simple one, which is once again typing on a device. Again, regular typing is fairly easy for sighted people, but not so easy for people who have less sight. So the fifth one is typing on a device. Number six on the list is another typing one, but this time it's typing on a physical keyboard. Because regular people, not everyone can do something such as touch typing. A lot of us have to actually just look straight at the keyboard to make sure we are hitting the right keys. Which, everyone has to do that at some point. So, not so easy when again, you can't see as well. Unless you're a touch typist, in which case if you're a touch typist, then you don't need to look at the keyboard. Once again, number six, typing on a keyboard. Number seven on the list is writing on paper. So writing on a bit of paper or notepad, trying to write their name down, something like that, is another really funny one. Because, once again, it's not hard to state the obvious. Blind people can't use pens or pencils. What's the point? If you can't see what you're writing, then why use a pen? It's self-explanatory. However, visually impaired people can still use pens and pencils like myself if I write big enough. But I prefer just to type on the computer. It's a lot easier. So number seven, writing on paper. Number eight on the list is reading. Something I'm not very good at doing, to be honest. But reading is another really hard one. Reading stuff such as books, food packets, things like that. At least medication has Braille on them. That's another bonus fact for you. Every medication cardboard container, usually bottle, things like that, have labels, or it's straight up just have Braille printed on them these days. But number 8. Number 9 is reading a clock, or the time on a clock, for example, like a watch or a, clock up on the wall, because obviously clock faces come in many shapes and forms, such as from a digital clock to analog clocks. So trying to read all the different ones, including like the Roman numerals and all that, again, not easy. So number 9, reading the time. And number 10 is a very fun and interactive one. It's as simple as trying to shake someone's hand or give them a high five, because when you're wearing the sim specs, especially if you get 2 people wearing sim specs and trying to like shake hands or high five, it is funny because they miss. Yeah, it's funny if they miss. Oh, yeah, it's fun. So number 10, high-fiving and shaking hands. And now we're on to some bonus stuff. One of the best YouTube channels on YouTube is a YouTube channel called Outside Extra. They do a lot of fun gaming stuff. However, for the launch of the PSVR 2, they made a video on their series Show of the Weekend for its launch. However, it ties in fairly good to this episode, as it basically is kinda doing what this video is all about, which is making people wear or simulate sight impairment and kinda half laughing at them, sort of. Yeah, it's about laughing at them. It's funny. It's funny when fully sighted people try the simulators. It can be very, very funny for everyone. However, they did a video, and I'm going to give you a quick summary of the video, but I will have hopefully a link in the description, and it should be in the end card of this video. So the video goes a little bit like this. Luke, one of the hosts, devises a series of tests for the other host, Ellen, to do. One change, Ellen has to wear a pair of noise cancelling headphones with a soundtrack in them, and a eye mask with some weird eyes drawn on by the cameraman. So, test 1. Test 1 consists of, well, Ellen is made to pour a cup of tea. Yeah, if you're thinking this is going where it's going, it kind of is. There was no hot water involved, so it was safe, although Luke did keep track of how many times she would have fatally scolded herself. Trust me, it was very, very funny. And it's exactly how you think it'll go. Not greatly. Test 2 was even funner and not exactly safe. Test 2 consisted of, well, Ellen making scones with both jam and clotty cream and a butter knife, to be pointing out. She was asked to make scones. If you're thinking this is kind of weird and a bit dangerous, yeah, and very, very funny. And test number 3 is probably the best one of them all, is sending a text. Yep, basically just sending a text. Now, she does try to pull off what most people do when they have a sight impairment, which is to ask Siri to text someone. However, she missed a few key points, including telling Siri to open the app, telling Siri what she wants to send to them. Also, she didn't say send. That's a big problem. She did ultimately eventually text Luke a incoherent gobbling, and kinda half, I think, almost texted another person. However, if you want the full video and the full hilarity, check the link in the description or click on the video at the end of this one in order to go and watch it. It is very funny, and I do recommend you go watch particularly that episode. if it's something that you would like to try. Leave some comments down below which ones you would like to see used, and yeah, I mean, if you've attempted to build a sort of obstacle course type thing using any of these suggestions or the outside extra ones, or even some of your own ideas, I'd love to hear which ones you would use in one of these kind of obstacle courses and how funny it was. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this very quick video. I've thrown this together in literally a couple of hours and recorded it in a few hours. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.